Going to Dunedin from Auckland to train as a physio was a big adventure in those days. One night by train to Wellington, the next night by ferry to Christchurch, and that's the first time I saw this view out our window where we're sitting now. There was a big sign above Littleton saying Lanes of Motion. Now I live there looking at it. Then the next day by train to Dunedin. It was a big adventure. I didn't have board when I got to Dunedin, and someone my mother had known through the Crippled Children's Society, a family in Dunedin, they met me and they helped me find board. I eventually married their nephew. It was all overwhelming starting. I don't remember a lot. We seemed to be quite a big class. I was the youngest in the class. And when I look back on it, certainly girls a couple of years older were far more mature and far more into life. Some of us young ones were really very naive. In fact, a naive story that I remember is we were taken by the very strict old-fashioned nursing tutor over to be told a little bit of preliminary nursing. And she said, all parts of the body are the same. And there were some little giggles around because we didn't really think that was true, but we weren't quite sure what she was talking about. Anyway, we got through that phase. Lectures, well, there were a lot of them. It was horrifying going over to the anatomy school and seeing the bodies. I failed anatomy. It's the first term. I've never failed anything else in my life. I found the bodies, 6 bodies, 5 men and a woman, were abhorrent. Absolutely abhorrent. The second term I got stuck in because I actually wanted to pass the exams and I could throw a leg around, but it still leaves me with a funny feeling. I don't think I really learnt my anatomy very well, but there was one occasion when we were having a session and a Dr. Aldred, I think he was an orthopaedic, was taking a session, and most of them were frightening, and he pointed to me to come out, and he asked me for the relationships of the muscular spiral nerve. Fortunately, I'd been swatting that the night before. I mean, long head, long head, inner head, outer head bone, brachialis, radialis, supinator, home. I got all that right, and he kept at me until I got something wrong. The question is, what is the nerve supply of anconeus? Well, it's a little branch that comes off in the musculospiral canal. I know that now. I've always known it, but it's never actually helped me. I suppose over the years we had lots of experiences, lots of growing up. And of course there was our social life that had its moments, wild moments, but it was good. The naivety gradually went, but it was more alcohol, not sex, when we were young, I think. But we all had a lot of fun. That was good. When I was training, it was part university, part hospital board, of course, and we were entitled to wear university blazers. Far later it became technical, and then far later still, I was one of the working party that brought it into the university. We used to play table tennis at night. And one night we decided we were too tired to go home, and we slept on the hard massage couches. And then during the night we heard someone walking around the building. We lay absolutely still, and the footsteps went. On the day of our prize giving, we actually told someone in authority that we'd done this. And apparently there was a great row afterwards, but that was well in the past. I suppose parts of our training were useful to us. I remember having to take the nurses' gym class. The nurses were older than I was. We were in an upstairs room and there was a fire escape. And I very stupidly said, follow your leader anywhere. So this leader, with her nurses behind her, went out the door, down the fire escape and took her team away. Pity. I think they might have got into trouble. A lot of the training seemed inadequate. It was quite fun doing jumping, pole vaults or jumping over the box and all that sort of thing, I suppose, and doing shoulder exercise. SRE, so standard, double arm plane carrying and all those sort of terms. I suppose it was teaching us the variety of movements and so on that could be done, and the resistances. Not much of our training ever came into my practical life as a physiotherapist. I don't know why. I seem to have always made up my physiotherapy as I went along in later years. But I guess we got a basic training in movement. Well, massage, we did a lot. Every day we had massage classes. But we were never told that massage should feel nice. We were told that we had to get the lymph into the lymph nodes. What was lymph? Well, worked that out eventually. So we shoved away gallons of lymph into lymph nodes over a couple of years. In my latter or middle years, I got very interested in massage from a very different point of view, working with psychiatric patients, where I learnt about it as a communication and so on. What else did we learn? Oh, electrotherapy. Yes, well, sporadic footpaths. Do they do any good? Does anyone use them now? Ultraviolet I liked. And they actually could do some good things with ultraviolet, but I don't think it gets used much anymore. I think short wave's gone out of fashion. Long wave machines we had. They were ancient then. Well, there are lots of memories, and I guess we've all got different memories. I'll just finish by one. We had an Irish tutor. I forget her name. She had red hair. And for some reason, this afternoon lecture, we decided before the lecture that at 1:30 we would all laugh. So dearly at 1:30 the laughter started, and of course it got hysterical, and even she was joining in hysterical with laughter. Some years later, I was in London near Gloucester Road. I saw her coming down the road on the other side, and I felt too ashamed to go over and say hello to her. I like Miss Gotts. I had a lot of respect for her. I like the story, I don't know whether it's true, that as an electrician, she actually trained, I think, as an electrician to cover herself in a lot of things. And one day someone came and gave her a message, and she excused herself and vanished. The message, they say, had been that they were doing inspections down her road, and she knew she'd left a hair clip making some connection on a switchboard. It mightn't be true. All in all, it was, I don't know whether the training was what I should have done, but certainly the experience of university life in Dunedin was a tremendous growth experience, and meeting so many young people that are working hard in such a variety of things. All this was absolutely wonderful after being at a girls' school in Auckland. You know, we learnt about boys, men. It was, and learnt to mix, and we had a lot of fun together. So for many reasons it was a very good training to have done. I'm not sure that it quite suited me. I sort of left a bit cynical about it.